My name is Daryl Davis. My work in activism has been the impetus for over 200 white supremacists to leave their organizations, such as the Klu Klux Klan and various neo-Nazi groups. Well, I graduated from Howard University in Washington, D.C. with my degree in jazz. And commercially, I'm out here playing America's first music, the blues, which led to rock and roll. People who invented rock and roll like Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Bo Diddley, and those who popularized it like Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Holly, Carl Perkins, Bill Haley and the Comets. I worked with Chuck Berry for 32 years, playing Johnny B. Goode and Rolled Over Beethoven. Today I have my own band, the Daryl Davis Band, and in between these gigs, I work with white supremacists. You know, everybody likes music. Music draws in everybody, whether it's racist or non-racist. The first time I interacted with a white supremacist in a friendly way, I was playing in a country western band. And I just finished the set. I was the only black member of this band and the only black person in this bar. The band had been around for a while and I had recently joined them. And upon my coming off the stage on break, I felt somebody come up behind me and put their arm around my shoulder and say how much they enjoyed the music. I turned around and I shook their hand and thanked them. And he says, well, man, I really like your piano playing. This is the first time I ever heard a black man play piano like Jerry Lee Lewis. Now, I was not offended, but I was rather surprised that this white gentleman who was that much older than me did not know the black origin of Jerry Lee Lewis's style of piano playing. So I said to him, well, where do you think Jerry Lee Lewis learned how to play? And I wasn't trying to be facetious, I was just curious. And he said, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, Jerry Lee learned that style from the same place I did. Black, blues, and boogie-woogie piano players. That's where rockabilly and rock and roll came from. Oh, no. Jerry Lee invented that. I ain't never seen no black man except for you play like that. So I assured the guy, I said, look, man, I know Jerry Lee Lewis. He's a very good friend of mine. He told me himself where he learned how to play. The guy did not buy that I knew Jerry Lee. He didn't buy that Jerry Lee learned anything from black people, but he was fascinated with me and wanted to buy me a drink. I don't drink alcohol, but I went back to his table and had a cranberry juice. He paid the waitress, and then he cheered me, clinked my glass with his, and then he says, you know, this is the first time I ever sat down and had a drink with a black man. And now I'm curious. And I asked him why. And at first he didn't answer me. I prodded him, why? And then he says, I'm a member of the Klu Klux Klan. I burst out laughing because now I did not believe him. Why would a Klansman come up to me, put his arm around my shoulder, praise my talent, and then want to hang out with me? I know a lot about the Klan, and that's not how it works. And so I was laughing like, you know, this guy's pulling a joke on me. He went inside his pocket, produced his wallet, went through there, and handed me his Klan membership card. So this interaction with this Klansman prompted me on a journey to write a book in which I traveled up north, down south, Midwest, and West. This interaction first happened in 1983, and I began writing a book on the Ku Klux Klan in 1990. The book was published, came out in 1997, 98, and it was my interviews with Klan leaders and members all over the U.S. It became the first book on the Ku Klux Klan written by a black author from the perspective of sitting down with these people and interviewing them face to face. As I said, it was released in 1997, 98, and then in 2016, a documentary titled Accidental Courtesy was produced and released on me and my work with these people. You know, that experience was a learning experience, not just for the Klan, talking to a black man in a non-combative manner, but also it was a learning experience for me. As a child, you know, we all have heard the story, a tiger doesn't change its stripes, a leopard doesn't change its spots. I never set out to change any of the Klan members, Klansmen or Klanswomen that I would meet. My goal in talking with them was to find out the answer to one question, which I had formed at age 10 after a very racist incident had happened to me. That question was, how can you hate me when you don't even know me? That was my sole mission. But in conversing with these people, I could see humanity. I could see a lot of twisted ideas. And they began to see the humanity in me. And we began thinking about one another. And that would bring about change. And over time, some of these people would give up that ideology and give me their robes and hoods. It began happening time and time and time again. And I thought, my goodness, you know what? I am onto something. It's the way that we're communicating that is leading to this. So I need to do more of this. And what I've discovered is a tiger can change its stripes. A leopard can change its spots. A Klansman can change his robe. No, I was never afraid of these people. You know, at the end of the day, everybody is a human being. The robe and hood do not give them any more power than they would have otherwise. There are people who dress in a suit and tie. There are people who dress in a police officer's uniform, a Hawaiian shirt and Bermuda shorts, a judge's robe, who feel the exact same way as the person in the white robe and hood. So we need to stop worrying about what somebody is wearing and be more concerned about what's here and what's here, what they're feeling in their heart and what they're thinking in their mind. And what they need to do is come to minds.com and express it there. And let's talk about it. I'm inviting anybody and everybody to come to minds.com and also check out change.minds.com.